I did Art Fight last year and absolutely loved it. With the new one coming up in about just a month, I wanted to show my process that I recorded but didn't get to finish. I loved Art Fight last year. It was just such an amazing, fun journey, and I can't wait for it to start again this year, actually. When I started doing Art Fight, I had no idea what it was. I was like, what is this? My friend is doing it, so I mean, I might as well, right? And then they told me, they're like, oh, this is Art Fight. It's actually a really amazing thing where you draw other people's characters. And let me tell you, it was a really fun experience.
If you're not sure what Art Fight is, it's a huge campaign event for all artists. It takes place every year for the month of July. Various artists are placed into one of two teams where they have to draw the other team's original characters for points. It's open to any art form, and the winners will be the team who has the most points at the end.
I was prepping so bad. Once my friend told me about it, I was like, oh, I have to do it now. I heard about it, but I never actually given the time to try it. I was just blind for so long, and I am mad about it because it was such a fun experience. It was so much fun. And I prepped for like, I think a week in advance of just like watching videos, mass watching videos. I wanted to learn every single aspect, what to do, what not to do. I even like joined their little Discord. I don't even like using Discord often at all, but I was like, yeah, I have to. And the community was so nice. Like, but once I went in there, it was so supportive. There was a lot of people zooming through those Discords, but it was actually a really fun, loving space. I definitely felt more inspired to push forward with this and actually try to go for it this year. Yeah, after I put my characters up, putting my characters up was actually super fun too. I was trying to make it all perfect and pretty and clean, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my character here. Can't wait for this. This is my character. So cute. This is my character. It was like polishing up my little babies and putting them up there. Aura, Rowan, Lulu, Damien, Soru, and Zion. All my little characters, and I put them up there. I put all their little info and bios. I was making sure if I'm not violating anything by including the fact that Damien is immortal and will how do I write this? That Damien definitely is immortal and he can chop his head off if he wanted to, and he'll still live. That's what I wanted to say, but I don't think I included it because did I include it? I did, but I crossed it out. I don't know. I was really scared. I didn't want to get banned. I didn't want to get banned. I heard that the Art Fight community that year was super strict and they didn't want anything bad to happen. I was also so prepared for the site to crash, but the site didn't crash at all when the first day happened. And I think that is so funny because my friend was telling me, they were like, oh, the site is gonna crash once it happens, so you better be prepared. You better have your I think my characters, like the characters that you want to draw, in a separate thing. So I was like scrambling. I was putting them in Canva, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be so ready, and once it happens, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be. But it turned out the site didn't crash at all, and I was actually doing pretty fine. It was all good. The first day of Art Fight came around, I was ecstatic. I did one attack, I think. I'm pretty sure I did one attack, and it was like this Among Us thingy. Like I had the idea for it, but I didn't really draw it out. It was just in my head. And as soon as that clock hit, I was out. Because there's also a rule, you can't start Art Fight before Art Fight. So couldn't do that at all. It's against the rules. And I wanted to be a good stickler for the rules, so you know, I drew someone else, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up and someone drew myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was ecstatic. I loved it, especially waking up to it. It was the best feeling. He looks so cute. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Zion. Somebody drew Zion. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, wait, what does that mean? That means I got attacked, but it was worth it. As the days went by, and there was attacks left and right, I was super happy. Attacks. And then one day, during I think a week before Art Fight was ending, my tablet broke. My tablet cord broke because I was stupidly carrying it from one room to another. The cord got latched onto the door frame and it broke the USB part in my cord. and it was bad. And I had so much ideas that night, and I was panicking. I was like, oh no, my cord broke and my heart shattered. I had so much ideas to do. I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna attack this person, and I'm gonna do this. But it broke so bad, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe art fight should just end for me. That's it. You know, maybe this was meant to happen. That's it. It's fine. That's it. And my heart was just in pain because I was seeing so many other people like making reels about speeding up the process of trying to get this last art fight in, and I'm just here just like, I want that to be me, I want that to be me, but my stuff broke, so like what do I do? And then I was like, you know what, this is my first art fight, and I only about, let me see how much attacks I did. I only did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I only did 13 attacks. That was not enough for me. I wanted to do so much more. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get my bead making kit, and I'm going to make phone charms inspired by those characters instead. And that's what I did. And I also took some videos so you can hear me talking about it here. I mainly went for characters that aligned with the type of charms that I had. So for example, I had some mushroom charms. I'm like, okay, let me type in mushroom to see any mushroom inspired characters. Something related to grass, something related to stars, a sword, hamburgers, all those stuff. And then I didn't just want to make the phone charm. I kind of wanted a backdrop to go along with it, so like a little sketch to go along with it to complement the piece, so it's not just a bland phone charm. I wanted to put it next to the character just so it can have that nice piece to go along with it. I also edited. I also edited some photos along with it. Some of them, not all, but some of them, just so they can see the, I don't know, just to get a vibe. You know what I mean? To get a nice vibe going on. I think the artists really liked it, and I'm happy that they did.
Maybe good for anything really. I'm watching Sakamoto Days, but I don't think you guys can see it, or if you want to see it. I mean, there's Shin on the side, but you could barely see because of the glare. You guys don't need to see Shin anyways. You guys need to see me and my bead making. I was honestly gonna do silver ones, but I feel like it would be better to have like it to be gold instead. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? I can't find it right now, but basically it's like the eye pen, and focus now, come on, focus, or whatever. The eye pen, and I want it to be gold instead. I have the gold ones around here somewhere, but I can't find it, so I'll cut to when I do find it. Okay, I couldn't find my gold ones, but it's fine. Here's the layout that I came up with so far. I don't know if I like it completely, but this is how it would look. And then I would put like, I'd put the little bananas like here, and maybe one at the end, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Don't mind my rusty pliers here. These were just a hand-me-down that my dad wasn't using, and he's like, sure, you can use it, why not? And I'm like, okay. I wanted a hot pink one. It was a really cute pink one, and I'm just like, nah, this won't go far. And guess what? It hasn't. So anyway, honestly, wait, this is supposed to be sped up. What am I talking right now? This is honestly supposed to be sped up. That's so crazy to me. I'm over here talking and yapping in y'all ears. Y'all not even supposed to be hearing any of this. This one's kind of messed up, I'm not gonna lie. kind of messed it up.
Damn, I messed
The
up.
hole's
We
too
gotta
big.
go ball.
Here's how it looks with the eye pins in. Right here. Look at it. Yeah, it's a really messy progress. I left most of them open towards the edges so I can hook them onto each other. Yeah, everything's going according to plan. So at this time, my dad took the TV and I was no longer able to watch Sakamoto Days, but it's okay. At this time, though, I'm currently connecting all the pieces together, and it kept falling off, but that's okay. All part of the progress. As I was working on this, I couldn't help but think about my tablet and the fact that I broke it. It's over 10 times I've replaced this cord. It's embarrassing at this point, but you know, I bought a new one and it looks nothing like my one that I have. So I'm worried that I'm never gonna be able to properly pick up my pen again, but happy thoughts, I guess. It comes August 4th, which is after Art Fight, so I was just like, you know what, my career is over, GG. I might as well just try to like figure out to do something else now, because I really wanted to like have more than 10 fights this year for my first year. So I was pushing like 13th for this one, and I'm like, I have to try, I literally have to try. And here was when I was putting on like the finishing touches, like the banana and the leaf that's coming up. Of course I struggled to pick that up because why not? And look, here's where I'm putting on the leaf right now. And here was the finishing result. I think it's cute. I think it's also something the character would wear. I like how it went. Now to move on to the next one.
Oh my gosh. I had fun, yes, but I was also panicking towards the end. I'm not sure when I broke my tablet, but I remember that I did not have a lot of time making any of these. I think I had like an hour left of me making these phone charms, and I'm just like panicking. I was full-fledged panicking, trying to do what I can before the timer runs out. I don't think I necessarily have a favorite piece, but I was also really nervous because I didn't really see other people doing this, so it was nice to, do something a little ambitious. I don't see a lot of it, but oh my gosh, while looking to see if other artists did do this method, I found that some people even made like food art of certain characters, like making a cake frosting art or some coffee art, and I thought that it was the most adorable thing in the world. People are really so creative. Upon looking back into the files, I realized that my tablet broke around July 27th, giving me only a couple days to do what I really needed to do. When I'm bead making, it typically takes like 10 minutes each, 20 if I'm really trying to go for something more clean and tidy, making the eye pins super straight or making them really closed and knitted properly so that there's no gaps, because I personally don't like seeing gaps in my work. It makes me feel as though I'm amateur and my work is really messy, but I tried to close them up for the most part, but since these aren't necessarily works that I'm giving in, there was no reason for me to perfect it, but still I had that feeling that I'm supposed to perfect it, and I only had the sketch for a character called Nova, and I wanted to do it so bad. I was so upset. I was like, oh my gosh. The color scheme for Nova's character was absolutely stunningly beautiful, and I wanted to try to complement that by using all the nutritious colors that Pear used, and I couldn't do that, and I had time afterwards to do it, but I kind of, after art fight ended, I ended up just grieving grieving a lot, just grieving the closeness that I felt, because it was truly a magical moment. Every morning when I woke up, I'm just like, art fight, time for me to do another art fight. It was such a nice feeling, just seeing more artists in a community. It really made me feel more connected. Back to art fight. I left off with Perry's character uncolored, but I still posted it to get them points in. Even though Perry was on my team, I just love Perry's OCs. What can I say? What can I really just say? Like, even though Perry was literally part of my team, I just had to. The phone charm that I made for them is my favorite, but I also feel that's my favorite because it's the first one that I made. So I'm not sure. I think the most challenging one that I made might have been acapella. My good. Sunny Side Up's OCs was absolutely stunning, and I wanted to try to complement that by using the same color scheme pattern that they have. I feel like the big giant orb in the beginning is not it. I don't even think I have a speed paint of me making this one. I kind of just made them on my own. Some of them I have a speed paint on, some of them I don't. But, like, I like the color scheme, but I feel like this is just a really experimental piece. Like, it's very experimental. I'd love to see acapella wear that type of, phone charm, though. Sunny Side Up, their characters were so pretty. Their characters were so pretty. When I was doing majority of these art pieces, I wanted to go all out and really make something that I could be proud of, or that the other person might be proud of. I understand that this is a competition, but I really wanted to try to go out of my comfort zone and try new methods of drawing. I just think that this campaign has really brought out a different side of my artistic abilities, with me being able to render in a different way that I didn't think was possible. Like, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to render my pieces, and I think I was able to achieve it. Like, for example, playing around with different highlights aside from white, like what blends with this color, what complements with this color. And I feel like those new tactics for me has really changed the way that I draw. With me doing that, I mean, it's opened more pathways for me to be rendering in a different style. If I'm able to use this way, if I'm able to use these colors, how would this color look on top of this color? How does this messy look apply to the character? Does it add to the character? Wait, why am I asking questions? You don't care.
We do not care.
Basically, that was my thought process, and I found myself going into a flow state much more quicker. And when I look at my work, it just felt more, I don't know, much more fun. I would definitely say that my favorite piece this last art fight was Moth Diva, where I actually made Lavina, I think for the first time, like her redesign, because originally her original concept was this. I'm gonna put it on the side. Well, put it on the side right here. It was a really short project that I made for a class, and Lavina wasn't even a properly constructed thought. She was just like this, I forgot what she was supposed to be. Like, she was a moth. Definitely a moth. She was supposed to be a moth, but she ended up being a lacewing. And I got that inspiration because I I found one in my house and I got scared, and I may or may not have killed it. I'm sorry, but I was scared, okay? And I looked it up. I'm like, tall green bug, but it's thin. And they're like, oh, it's a lace wing. It's actually good for your house if you find one. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna make a character out of it who's gonna be a baddie diva who's into Y2K, who doesn't really care what the male gaze has to say because she's gonna do things her own way and she's independent. And I really liked making her character, and I was super happy I was able to have the reason to sketch her out within this art fight. This character that she's with is made by an artist called Beetle Bando. Okay, Beetle Bandito. Yeah, and yeah, I just love their OC so much, and I was like, you know, I feel like Lavina and this character would be the best of friends, and I'm gonna draw them taking a selfie. And then I really liked how it came out. We actually have the same tracksuit, me and Lavina, but I just added some fur coats over it to really specify on that Y2K look and feel. I loved how the rendering came out and the coloring for the jackets. And I don't know, the hair too. I'm just really proud of this piece, but it's not, I don't know, I'm just super proud of it. I really like how it came out. And the colors in the background, I'm gassing myself up a bit. Like, I really do like this piece. In terms of my other pieces, Boom Strawberries was actually one of the others that I was kind of proud of. The only thing is that when I'm coloring, the saturation looks higher, and when I'm actually submitting these pieces, it looks desaturated, which I don't notice until it is too late, and then I cry and explode. So that's that. I guess the second runner-up to my favorite one that I did was Monthrill, where I drew
Antler Cakes,
OC, and they both had an eye patch, and coincidentally enough, another one of my characters, his name is Zion, also has an eye patch. So I was like, what if they're like looking in the mirror, but in the mirror is my OC? And I think I executed it pretty well. The only thing is that I feel like Zion's face looks a tiny bit weird, so that's why I'm not too proud of it, but I do like how it came out. I love me some purple. I'll definitely keep pushing to try to go out of my comfort zone a bit more, because that's what Art Fight has definitely taught me, to try and go out of my comfort zone more and try things that's different to me. Another thing was the responses too. The responses was so sweet. I cannot contain the silliness. Ah, look at them. Ah, them. Choking emoji. Thank you for drawing the little fella too. I'm about to disintegrate on a molecular level. The feeling that I had when other people made work of my characters, like people looked at my character. It was such an enlightening experience. Like, I wake up and someone drew my son. Like, someone drew my son. Like, that's
my son! After all this time, I'm picking up the pieces of my life without you.
My son, like, someone really like drew my son, and I'm screaming. Like, I'm literally screaming. Like, people think that my character is cool, my son is cool, and I'm just like, you think my son is cool? Like, I could cry. I loved it a lot. I loved it so much, and I'm so grateful for each and every single piece that I received. And then on the very last day of Art Fight, I woke up to a mass attack where someone drew my most favorite OC, don't tell the others, Soru, in the most adorable way possible. And when I tell you, I screamed. Like, I literally sat up from my sleep, opened my laptop, and it's like, oh, you have a mass attack. The characters that are around him, they look magnificent. They're rendered so beautifully, and you can see the attention to detail in each of their expressions, their colors, the shading, the highlights is really beautiful to see. It was the perfect way to end it off. It was like icing on the cake. I was in love. I'm like, this is it. This is how it ends. this is how it ends. It was so cute, and this is how it ends. It was so adorable. They said, "Thank you all for drawing my characters. I hope to attack you guys again next year." I was crying. I was crying. Oh my gosh. And this person is super talented too. I'm gonna show a slideshow of all the people who's attacked me, and I'll be sure to put their socials next to it and in the description. So please, please, please check out everyone that's included in this video, because everyone here is super talented, and yeah, they're all just super talented, and I can't wait to do art fight again next year. And I'm gonna try to get my friends to be more involved this year, because I need, like, this is an addiction. If this was something that was posted, like an annual thing, like what, monthly, addiction man, like this is addiction. Like, I'd be so addicted. I mean, I could draw OCs, right? I could draw people's OCs every now and then, but there's some type of rush that's there when you have like a doomsday clock talking about you have 31 days left. I'm here for the love of the game. I love this campaign so much, and I honestly cannot wait. If there's also any questions at all that anyone has about art fight, feel free to ask. I know that I've only been here for a year, but I technically kind of feel like a veteran already. I'm also super jealous of the new people arriving. They're like, "Oh, it's my first time here." That used to be
That's where
me.
I usually sit.
I used to sit there.
Right
there. But I mean, what? I'm a second year now. I'm practically a veteran. But if there's any other questions that you guys would like to ask about me, my characters, my art style, how I did some certain things, I'll probably make another video, and I'll be sure to answer anybody in the comments. So definitely let me know. And I hope that you all stay safe and stay warm, stay toasty. I need an outro.